There's a dangerous belief almost everyone has about money, and most people never realize it's destroying their future. Because society rewards the behavior in the short term. You work harder, you finally make more money, and suddenly you feel entitled to spend more. A better car, a better apartment, more expensive habits. It feels like progress. But Charlie Munger once said something most people ignore. The first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. Poor people interrupt compounding constantly, not because they're stupid, because they were trained to. Modern society has engineered an economy around emotional spending. Think about it. Everywhere you look, someone is trying to convince you that spending money is self-care. Sad? Buy something. Stressed? Take a vacation. Worked hard? Reward yourself. Feeling insecure? Upgrade your lifestyle. Nobody says, invest. Delay gratification. Live below your means. Because discipline is bad for consumer economies. And this creates a dangerous illusion. People think they're becoming successful, when in reality, they're becoming expensive. That's why millions of people earn more money than ever before, yet remain financially trapped. The system doesn't just take your money. It shapes the way you think about money. And once your thinking is corrupted, making more income won't save you. Because if your habits stay poor, your paycheck eventually becomes irrelevant. Here's the strange part. Some of the wealthiest people in the world look almost invisible. Simple clothes, simple lifestyles, quiet behavior. Meanwhile, many broke people are financing lifestyles designed to look wealthy. That contradiction explains almost everything wrong with modern money culture. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why most people never escape financial stress, even when their income increases. Welcome to Tanasco Explained. This channel breaks down the psychology of wealth, power, status, and the hidden systems influencing modern behavior. Subscribe if you want to think differently from the average person. Now let's talk about the real reason people stay broke. Most people grow up around financial fear, not financial intelligence. As children, they hear phrases like, "We can't afford it. Money is hard to make. Rich people are greedy. Just get a stable job." At first, those phrases sound normal, but repeated beliefs become subconscious programming. And eventually, people stop thinking about building wealth and start thinking only about avoiding pain. That's survival psychology. Survival psychology changes how people make decisions. Instead of asking, "How do I build assets?" they ask, "How do I survive until next month?" Instead of thinking long-term, they optimize for emotional relief. And this is where most financial destruction begins. Because wealth is built through delayed gratification. But survival thinking demands immediate comfort. That's why emotionally driven spending becomes addictive. Not because people love products, but because they hate discomfort. And corporations understand this better than consumers do. Modern advertising rarely sells usefulness anymore. It sells identity. Luxury brands sell status. Technology sells validation. Cars sell importance. Fashion sells belonging. People are no longer consuming products. They are consuming emotional experiences. That's why someone can feel temporarily powerful buying something they cannot actually afford. For a moment, they escape reality, but eventually reality returns. And now the payment is due. The average person thinks rich people buy expensive things because they're wealthy. In reality, many people stay wealthy because they learned when not to buy things. One of the most financially destructive phrases in modern culture is, "You deserve it." Simple phrase, massive consequences. Because the moment spending becomes emotionally justified, logic disappears. A stressful week becomes an excuse for impulsive spending. A promotion becomes an excuse for lifestyle inflation. A bad day becomes an excuse for retail therapy. Notice what's happening? People are training themselves to associate emotion with consumption. And eventually, spending becomes automatic. That's dangerous, because emotions are temporary, but financial consequences compound. Most people don't realize how much money disappears through emotional leakage. Coffee habits, subscriptions, impulse purchases, convenience spending, status spending. Small leaks become massive over time. Charlie Munger understood this deeply. He believed human beings are extremely vulnerable to psychological bias, especially when emotion enters decision-making. And money decisions are emotional far more often than rational. That's why intelligent people still go broke. Knowledge alone is not enough. Behavior matters more. And in the next section, We'll talk about the silent financial disease almost nobody notices until it's too late. Lifestyle inflation, the trap that keeps people earning more while feeling poorer every year. Lifestyle inflation is one of the most dangerous financial traps because it disguises itself as success. Nobody feels guilty upgrading their lifestyle after making more money. In fact, society celebrates it. New salary? Upgrade your car. Better job? Move into a more expensive apartment. Business doing well? Start buying luxury items. At first, it feels harmless, but slowly, your entire life becomes more expensive to maintain. And that's where the trap begins. Because once your lifestyle expands, your freedom shrinks. Now you need the paycheck. You need the clients. You need the overtime. And many people mistake this dependency for success. They say, I'm doing better financially, but they've actually become financially fragile. One job loss, one emergency, one recession, and the whole illusion collapses. That's why some high-income earners are secretly terrified. Not because they lack money, but because their expenses are consuming everything they earn. A person making $40,000 with low expenses and investments can sleep peacefully. A person making $250,000 with massive liabilities can live in constant anxiety. Income alone means nothing. Control matters more. And social media made this problem infinitely worse. Because now people compare lifestyles globally every single day. Someone opens their phone and instantly sees luxury vacations, designer clothes, million-dollar homes, exotic cars, and subconsciously, their brain starts asking, am I falling behind? That question destroys people financially. Because insecurity creates consumption, people start buying things they never even wanted, just to avoid feeling inferior. That's why modern consumer culture is psychologically manipulative. It turns comparison into profit, and the algorithm rewards people who look wealthy, not necessarily people who are wealthy. There are people earning six figures right now who cannot survive 3 months without income. But online, they appear successful. Luxury car, perfect photos, fancy restaurants. What viewers don't see is debt, stress, monthly payments, financial pressure. Many people are renting an image they cannot truly afford, and millions are copying them. The modern economy survives by convincing people that appearing successful is more important than becoming financially free. That single sentence explains an entire generation. Wealthy people don't just behave differently. They interpret reality differently. Average people see money as permission to consume. Wealthy people see money as a tool for ownership. That difference changes everything. When poor people receive extra money, they often think, what can I buy? When wealthy people receive extra money, they think, how can I multiply this? One mindset creates dopamine. The other creates freedom. And freedom requires patience. This is why delayed gratification is so powerful. Most people want visible rewards immediately. But wealthy people understand something uncomfortable. Short-term pleasure often destroys long-term positioning. That expensive lifestyle today may quietly steal decades of future freedom. Charlie Munger talked often about avoiding stupidity instead of chasing brilliance. And financially, that matters enormously. Many people are not poor because they lack opportunity. They're poor because they repeatedly sabotage compounding. Through impatience, impulse, ego, status addiction, compounding requires consistency. But modern culture trains people for stimulation. Fast entertainment, fast food, fast validation, fast success. And when people become addicted to immediacy, long-term investing feels boring. But boring is often where wealth is built. The stock market is one of the few places where patience is financially rewarded, which is ironic, because patience has become rare. Imagine two people. One buys a luxury car the moment they start making good money. The other invests consistently for 10 years before dramatically upgrading their lifestyle. At first, the first person appears more successful, but a decade later, the second person owns freedom. This is why wealthy people often look late in the beginning, because while others are consuming, they're building, and building usually looks unimpressive at first. That's another thing society misunderstands. Real wealth is often invisible in the early stages. Most financial advice fails because it ignores human emotion. People don't destroy their finances because they can't do math. They destroy their finances because emotions override logic. Stress spending, revenge spending, celebration spending, boredom spending. Companies study human psychology obsessively. They know exactly how to trigger impulse behavior. Limited time offers, luxury branding, social proof, influencer culture. None of this is accidental. Entire industries are built around weakening your self-control. Because emotionally impulsive consumers are extremely profitable. If people suddenly became emotionally disciplined overnight, large parts of the economy would panic. Think about that. Now here's where it gets deeper. Many people don't spend money for usefulness. They spend money for identity. The car says, "I'm important." The clothes say, "I'm successful." The luxury lifestyle says, "I matter." And this becomes dangerous because people start attaching self-worth to consumption. Now spending becomes emotional survival. That's why some people feel anxiety when they cannot maintain appearances. Because financially, they are not protecting wealth. They are protecting identity. A person walks into a luxury store after feeling insecure. They leave with an expensive purchase. For a few hours, they feel powerful, confident, validated, successful. But eventually, the emotional high fades. And now they need another purchase. That's why consumption becomes addictive. Not chemically addictive, psychologically addictive. And social media amplifies this endlessly. Because every scroll exposes people to carefully edited lifestyles designed to trigger envy. Envy increases dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction increases consumption. Consumption increases profit. The cycle repeats. Most people confuse symbols of wealth with actual wealth. A luxury car is not wealth. Designer clothing is not wealth. Expensive jewelry is not wealth. Many times, those things are evidence that wealth is leaving someone's pocket. Actual wealth is ownership, assets, cash flow, investments, businesses, equity. Real wealth gives options. Fake wealth gives appearances. And appearances are expensive to maintain. That's why many financially trapped people live performative lifestyles. Everything becomes external. External validation, external approval, external image management. But wealthy people often optimize for internal stability instead. Peace, freedom, control, flexibility. And here's something very important. The rich are not immune to emotional mistakes. But wealthy thinkers usually understand one critical principle. Every financial decision has an opportunity cost. Every unnecessary purchase is money that could have compounded. And compounding is unbelievably powerful over time. Small, disciplined decisions repeated for years create enormous outcomes. But because the results are delayed, most people lose patience before the rewards appear. That's why financial discipline feels difficult in the beginning. The rewards are invisible early on, but eventually, the results become dramatic. So what's the solution? It starts with changing the meaning of money. Most people see money as a tool for pleasure. Wealthy people see money as stored freedom. That perspective changes behavior immediately. Instead of asking, "What can I buy today?" start asking, "What future problem can this money solve?" That's how wealthy thinkers operate. Money invested today can create future security, future peace, future opportunity, future independence. And once you understand that, impulse spending becomes less attractive. Because now every dollar has a mission, not to impress strangers, but to build freedom. The greatest luxury in the world is not a private jet. It's waking up without financial fear. That's real wealth. And ironically, most people sacrifice that freedom chasing the appearance of success. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Tanasco Explained for more deep breakdowns on wealth psychology, financial behavior, status, power, and the hidden systems shaping modern life. And comment below, what's one money belief you had to unlearn? Because sometimes, the biggest thing keeping people poor is not their income. It's the way they've been taught to think. See you in the next video.